I think what we're going to do, we're going to try to take the light photography with the expensive cameras here. And then see if I can just click go, and you guys might actually see it on here. I don't know. We're going to find out. So this is my shutter. So you're going to be able to hear it here. I'm going to go into manual mode. Probably can't see that, especially right now because it's tiny, right? The M, manual mode, and that's going to allow me to adjust my shutter. This is really fast. Ready? Let's listen to this. I hate that. There we go. All right, so I am 1/1600, right there. Okay, very fast, and it's probably very dark. It's probably too fast. So now I'm going to slow this way down. So remember, that's a fraction. Okay, fractions. The bigger the number next to the 1 is, the smaller the fraction. Okay, that's how fractions work. So now if I get down here, that's 1/5 of a second, 1/5. Now let's listen to this one. Much slower, overexposed. Now let's do this. This is roughly 1/2 a second, a second. Very, very slow. So again, I can crank way over to here, fast shutter. Crank way over here to a second. That's 4 seconds. It's a very long one. Okay. Now, what does that look like here? Oh, hard to say at the moment. There we go. So here is 1/500th of a second. Okay. Believe it or not, I'm actually capturing images. They're blurry. Here is 1/4000th of a second. Almost looks the same. I know. It's kind of weird. The better the camera you buy, the faster they can shoot. So entry-level cameras will only shoot 1,000th of a second, or sorry, 4,000ths. Professional cameras shoot twice as fast. Scroll, scroll, scroll. So now this is, we'll do 4 seconds. 4 seconds. So that is the sensor right inside there. That is recording light. Now, obviously, it's all blown out, super overexposed. Okay. These cameras will go to 30 seconds, or even more important, they'll do this. Scroll, scroll, scroll to bulb. Bulb means this. I hold the shutter down, and it stays open as long as I'm holding it down. Okay? That is fantastic if you have a remote. All right? These cameras don't have remotes. The film cameras upstairs have remotes. If you have an I series, so if you have a T7i, T6i, T5i, you can tie it into your phone, and your phone becomes your remote. So you can literally take your phone and so click, and it will just stay on for up to 15 minutes on a Canon and up to 30 minutes on a Sony. So why do I bring all that up? One, that's the functionality of a camera, what we're learning. And two, this is a lot of detail. It had to take him a lot of time. How do we know that? Look at the stars. You can't see that. I'm sorry. There you go. All this detail had to take a lot of time. So you can tell it took forever because those are literally the stars in the sky streaking. The Earth is turning, and he's capturing the rotation of the Earth as the stars streak. So that's at least 15 minutes. I would say this is probably longer than 15 because I feel like 15-minute star streaks are a little shorter. So I could be wrong. Now, the reason it is so illuminated, and this is probably super dark, the reason it is so illuminated is when you photograph for 15, 20 minutes at night, there's so much light in the sky, it will literally light everything up. Boom, there's my phone. So Yamera, bang. That's what you're going to use as Yamera. Okay, I don't know why it's making it rotate. That's dumb. All right, sorry, you guys are just going to have, boop. We're just going to have this for now. Okay, first thing you do whenever you're using a cell phone camera, because it's always on your greasy head, clean off the lens. Okay, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to click exposure, and I'm going to go to custom. And shutter speed right here, that dial, I can make it Pretty slow there. Now ISO, I'm going to crank that to not that. Let's go way down here. Offset. Bias. Let's see what I can do here. There you go. Position. I'm just seeing, let's do lock. Okay, so that is auto. I'm not gonna be able to do that. Exposure. It is not giving me access to my f-stop, which is okay. Oh, dang it. Exposure. Yeah, custom. Way over here. White balance and presets. So obviously, you guys can't see anything. But Elliot, would you turn off the lights right there? See what happens. Okay, it's a little bit better. Okay, but you can see how streaky it is. So that means when I take this picture, it is going to be pretty slow. So if I were to just take a, we've got light writing happening right now. Okay, so you can see, allow access to all photos. So you can see some light writing is happening. So this is going to be a little tricky, but we're going to make it work. Okay. And then with the camera, I guess let's see that plugged in for now. Okay. With the camera, I'm going to take this one here and I'm going to spin it around. And I'm going to take this one over here and you guys will kind of see the light writing process. Okay. So got the camera here, SD card. All right. So, and then Elliot, let's grab the door there. Man, we have no safety lights in here. It's going to be awesome. It's perfect for photography. Okay, so a couple things. I'm going to bring my camera and set it right up here so you guys can see even better. Man, how clean is that? That is crisp. It's me excited. As a photo person, get that semi-squared up. Okay, so I'm going to turn this on. So if you're running a camera, which is 100% the preferred way to do this, I'm going to start off with, I'm on manual, okay? For real, this is the way to do it, is absolutely with a real camera. So you see right here, right over here, I'm on manual, okay? So I'm bringing that up here, lock that off. And then in addition to that, I can adjust my shutter speed right here. I can also hold this button down right here, click, spin my wheel again, and that allows me to adjust my f-stop. What do you guys remember about f-stops? What do they control besides the amount of light? It's open and close. What else does it control? F-stop.
Oh, it's light gets in?
Yes, it does do that. But visually, what does it do? Remember depth of field? So if I want, for example, see how my camera is in focus here, but everything in the background is blurry. I'm blurry. That is because I have a low f-stop. And so what it does is it focuses on one thing and then eliminates depth of field. So I'm blurry. Camera's in focus, see? However, if I change my f-stop on this camera, okay, unfortunately it makes it darker, but now I'm in focus. So the smaller the f-stop gets, for example, like this, if I do f14, everything from this camera all the way to Samuel will be in focus. So whenever I'm focusing in the dark, the camera will focus. This is some nerdy camera stuff. The camera has an infrared light right here. There's a couple of things, and it shoots out an infrared beam. And the camera says, oh, that's how far away it is. Let me focus on it. Well, when it's dark, your camera's like, I don't know. I can't see anything. I hate this. So it doesn't work. All right, so it's important that you have a high f-stop with lots of light or less light, because that way if you focus wrong, so if I accidentally focus here, just move this out of the way so focus on me. So running on f14 is great because if I accidentally focus here, f14 is going to allow me to focus on everything. So it's more space can be in focus. A little complicated, and I know it's a little tough to grasp that since we haven't been running these cameras the whole time. So I got my camera set up. Let's spin this camera around as well. Let's switch this one over to camera. Nope. Oh, that's not good. All right. So now we're going to try it on the phone, which arguably will be trickier. Okay. So switch over to here. You guys can see my phone. There's my text messages. Who knows what kind of weird stuff my friends are saying. It is about D&D. Okay. Camera. All right. Custom. Shutter. Super slow. Let's see if I can. Maybe I'll put this on Do Not Disturb. There we go. Okay, so there's that. There's kind of me. Okay, we're gonna switch. You're only gonna be able to see this version of me, so let me just take this a little bit. Now you'll see that a little bit. So now with this camera here, let's see if it'll focus on me. Wants to focus on everything up front. Let's move it forward a little bit. Okay. There's that. All right. There's my glow sticks and my EDM music. All right. So, oh, there's a timer. Good. I got a timer on here. Click the timer. Reset. We're on Yamra. That's this app right here. Yamra. It's the, let me show you one more time here. It's the white square with a black circle and a red circle. Click Yamra. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to click, there's all these boxes up here, right? I'm going to click exposure. I'm going to click custom. Right, there's custom, right? And I'm going to take the part that says shutter and crank it as slow as possible, way down there. All right? All the way to the bottom. Then I'm going to click on there's a timer right down here. I'm going to pick 10 seconds. That's going to make my life even easier. Okay, so I've got that set up. Now I'm going to click. No, dang it. Mess it up. Custom again. Way down there. All right, so there's that. Okay, so there you go. Luis, I'm on the app Yamra. I clicked exposure, did custom, and set it to the slowest possible exposure. Okay? So now we're going to click this here. Okay. So I want to get the movement going before it even takes. Woo! See what we got. So you certainly have less time, but not bad. Okay, not bad. All right. I need to play with the ISO so it's not as choppy. But that is very doable with an iPhone. Or I think that also works on other phones. All right. So what I've got, what you guys don't got, in here, we have glow sticks, which are kind of fun. We have flashlights, right? Which mine was on. One of my favorite things to do with flashlights, now I'll spread this out so you guys don't have to get all up each other's business. Let's say I want a really bright blue light. We have tape, okay? Take this tape here. Because I don't want you guys to color on my flashlights. I take some of that tape, take that tape, put it boom right there on my flashlight. Take the marker. The marker is dried up. Woo! Nailed it. This is kind of a purpley color. Okay, so I just take that marker, color on my now I have blue light. It looks white, but it is blue. Okay, there's a little bit of blue hue to it. So I've got markers, so you guys can color the tape. And all that. But I'll take a marker, I'll spread them out so you guys can get to them safely. And this one is fun, a little tricky. Lighters. Okay, those look pretty cool. And we've got some Christmas lights. Okay, and then these guys all brought stuff as well. All right, guys. So what we're gonna do, you guys are gonna photograph 25 minutes or so. I'm just gonna hang out and photograph. Okay. So we're gonna get things set up in this side of the room. We're gonna get everybody space to photograph and equipment set up. You guys at home will have your space and stuff set up. So let me just spin my camera right here. Here we go. Woo! That is a little bright. So, half hour, set up your camera, get a camera stand of sorts, get a safe space if you're spinning things around, you don't hit a cat or a family member. Get your lights ready to go, and then you're just going to experiment. Try different shutter speeds, try different f-stops, play around and see what gives you the best results doing long exposure. Really, the next half hour is you're just going to play with the camera and lights. And you're gonna turn in your top two, basically. And then after that, we're gonna do light painting. So I'll show you some examples of light painting when we get back. And then you guys are gonna go shoot some light painting. And then you're literally gonna turn your top 4 photos. If they're not horrible, you get an A. This is like a give me. So if you don't do this assignment, I'll have the camera on so you guys can see what we're doing. All that good stuff. All right. What I do want to do is show you guys how to do light painting, okay, which is very, very similar. But instead of having all the strobe lights, you're going to paint objects with light. So I'm going to show you guys that here. Everybody in class take one more photo, and then I'm going to do a light painting. And then we'll go back into studio mode. And then I'm going to tell you what is the coolest night photos to do. And really, I'd encourage you guys, take these at night for sure. Like if you get a chance to go out tonight and take pictures, definitely do it. It's really fun in the dark. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get my camera set up while these guys are doing their thing. You guys just hang tight and I'll show you guys how to do light painting. Nice and dark like this. You do your long exposure and you would simply take your light and you would just illuminate as much as you can with that flashlight and see what kind of detail you can paint out of your picture. Now, what's kind of fun if you do this, because it's long exposure, keep the body really still, but move the head. They will have a blurry ghost-like head and it's super, super creepy with a still body. Kind of fun. Okay. So we're going to spend the next 10 minutes doing light painting. So it's different than light writing, light graffiti. It's light painting. All right. It's not a lot of time. And again, all you guys have to do is turn in for today. Okay. Nothing overly complicated. You're just going to turn in 4 examples of your work today. And if you did it and it's not If it's streaky, you're probably going to get an A. Some of you guys, this is a chance to get extra credit. If you do it, you're going to get an A. You have to turn in 4. If you don't do it, you're going to get a 0, which is stupid. If you do it and it's really, really great, I'm going to give you extra credit. So this is a chance to boost some other low grades.